And, of course, the sherry routine, the sherry and butter routine. Let me just lift him off of here. Swift is putting out a string thing that sometimes I can get to work and sometimes I can't. Oh, that's not so bad. That's rather clever, isn't it? Now, let's see. How do you get it out of there? Well, that shouldn't be. Oh, it's hooked on his wing, isn't it? Yes. There we are. That's pretty clever. It's hooked on his leg now. Now it's hooked on lettuce. There, he's out. Okay. We've got him. It's on the table. When you consider what the colonial housewife used to do in order to cook a bird, first of all, she had to talk her husband into shooting the poor creature. And most of us were from Europe, of course, and really didn't even know how to hunt. So it must have been a strange time. Sit down now. All right, let's put him out here, and we'll go on to some other dishes. Oh, the other thing that you can do that's so different in our time in terms of purchasing turkey, that would be great for a Sunday meal, for instance, or a Saturday night meal. And for heaven's sakes, don't limit it to the holidays. Cook turkey as often as you want. There's no reason not to. The other thing you can do is to pan fry some birds. You get a pan going here. Where did I put my frying pan? Here he is. And I want to saute some turkey breast that has come to me pre-sliced. That is to say, all of the pain and all of the work is done. You can buy this in most American supermarkets. If you can't, I can't imagine where you're living. But this is very easy. There. And here, this is what it looks like, you see? Now look at the fat. Look at the fat. What fat? There's no fat. See, this is very low in cholesterol, very low in fat content, so it's very, very healthy. And the fact that turkeys are now fresh year-round is wonderful. We should have done it sooner. But we were off on this kick that turkeys are holiday, you know. That's nonsense. We can eat them now all the time. All right, I'll heat up my pan. In the meantime, let's prepare a dish that I'm going to call turkey with lemon and capers. It's called that because it's made with, right, lemon and capers. It's very simple. We're going to there we are. We're going to dip turkey steaks. If you want to pound these, you can. You can pound them in a chunk of plastic, you see. Have I showed you how to do that? I think so. Let me show you now. I'm not going to do that today. I don't even want to bother. But you put a piece of turkey, a slice of breast, you see, between the plastic. This is 8mm plastic you can buy at your hardware store. And then you pound it, not with the sharp edges, but with the dull side. And see how much bigger it will get? That's one way of tenderizing the breast, or you can simply just fry it as I'm going to now. I'm not going to worry about this. But that's one thing you can do to make it kind of piccata, you see. All right, let's get some oil in our pan. I think the pan is hot. Remember the rule? Yes, you got it. Don't put food in the pan until the pan is hot, and then put in the oil, and then put in the food, and it's not as likely to stick. Hot wok, cold oil, foods won't stick. Remember? Okay. Someone came up to me the other day in Milwaukee, and they said, I know who you are. And I said, you watch the shows? And he said, hot wok, cold oil, foods won't stick. And I said, you watch the shows? That's all I want. I want you to know these things, because we're dealing with Americana. We're dealing with memories from our childhood. We're dealing with old, dried-out turkeys that tasted wonderful on the night of Christmas Day, and after the fourth day, you nearly died. All right, that's ready to go. I'm going to dip. Let me get everything ready here for you. Okay, I'm going to dip the breast slice into a bit of flour first, then into some egg wash. An egg is simply a couple of eggs whipped up, and then a bit of water. You see, and I'm going to put that in the breadcrumbs, and into the pan it goes. Nothing to it. You see, it's very simple indeed. Okay. Got that? Little flour first. We'll just do a few of these. Then some egg, and then into the bread wash. If I reverse the order on you, I'm trying to confuse you. I love it. I love to get your letters saying, you clown, you told me one thing and then did another. Well, those are the breaks. Flour first, then the egg wash. Oops. Make a mess, Smith, or otherwise they won't know which show they're watching. There we go. And then the breadcrumbs. By the way, these are fresh-made breadcrumbs. I wouldn't use old breadcrumbs on you. I can't afford that nonsense. They're very fresh. Can you imagine scrubbing a turkey with soap and water before you cook him? I don't know what that means. Okay, we'll cook that just for a few minutes on the side, and then when it's finished, I'll show you how to reduce the pan. So let's go on to another recipe. You got that? The sliced turkey breast has been coated with flour first, then an egg wash, which is egg and a little bit of water, and then some crumbs. And we're going to pan fry those for just a few minutes on the side. And in the meantime, we'll go on to something else. But you can do a lot with a slice of turkey breast. For instance, here's a wonderful thing. If you have some leftover gravy, now I know you don't have a lot of leftover lobster necessarily, but now and then you have some leftover turkey gravy. And if the kids are saying, oh my God, leftover turkey again tonight, try this. Take some gravy, a good gravy. My gravy has a little sherry in it and a little a light bit of pepper, a little white wine, so it has a nice flavor. It's very rich. And what you want to do, notice I put a towel on my board so that when I put a hot thing on the board, I'm not going to lose it. There we are. Okay, the gravy's ready to go. And what I'm going to do is to throw in a bit of blue cheese. Oh, this is so good. I don't know how much gravy you have, but put in enough blue cheese so that you think it tastes good. All right? Stir that in. Cook it down. Warm it up a bit so that the cheese barely begins to melt, and then serve that over turkey slices. Just delicious. This was given me by Maria Garnish Shelley. She's the woman that edits my cookbooks that you were so gracious to purchase. She's just a kick. I love her. What a riot. She knows more about food history than I ever hoped to know. And she edits cookbooks. Whoops. Let's turn these over quickly here. Don't want to overdo them. And I already have. I'm busy talking. I shouldn't have. Those are a little too brown on that side. Turkey doesn't take long, you know. See, those are a little too brown. That brownness is a little much for me. I think I'm a little put out. Busy gossiping with you. Do you like people in your kitchen when you cook? Obviously, I don't mind. There are a lot of you. But, on the other hand, you've got to be careful, otherwise you'll forget things. Let's find a saucepan or a sauce bowl we can put that in. Let's do this. I'll just put some gravy on the set here so that you can understand what I've done. And it's so good. It's just so delicious. There we are. So on our sherry turkey, I don't know that I would serve all of these together. I'm not sure that the oyster stuffing and the gravy should be served at the same time. That may be a different day. You know what I mean? Serve the turkey later on. Let's get that turkey out of the pan there. And onto a platter. Because we're now going to throw into the pan. Come on, turn over you. All right. There we are. We're now going to reduce the sauces in the pan with a little bit of white wine. And that's very simple. Just throw it in. There we are. I put 4 or 5 tablespoons in. In a hot pan, you see, that will cook down right away. And we want a bit of lemon juice. And you remember my trick with a lemon, don't you? Please don't use phony lemon gadgets. You don't need to bother. Get yourself a lemon reamer and go to town. Someone wrote, you always put seeds in the lemon juice. I know, darling, but pick them out when you eat. Don't worry about it. It's so much quicker to cook this way that you'll save a lot of time. We'll reduce the sauce. And finally, I want to put a few capers in this. And capers are those wonderful little creatures there. Wonderful little seeds. They taste like they're from the nasturtium tree, you see, but of course they're not. These are not nasturtium seeds at all. We can't even grow them in this country. These seeds are from Europe, and we cannot grow them here, and I don't know why, but nobody's managed yet. All right, the lemon juice, the white wine, and the capers are now in the pan, and they will cook down there. That's enough. We'll put that on the we're making a kind of piccata, you see, kind of a turkey piccata. I've got an awfully big frying pan here, but it's sure fun to use. Buy good cooking gear, and you'll have great fun. I don't want you to keep replacing your gear over and over again. That's absurd. There we are. So an expensive piece of cooking gear may be a very frugal investment. You understand what I'm saying? Buy good stuff to start with, and you'll have it for years longer. The idea of buying sets of pans over and over again is simply, in my book, crazy. Because you have to replace them all the time. And you'd never buy a second set, would you? Well, of course you have to. You're stuck. All right. Let's get the gravy out. And some chicken piccata or chicken with lemon and capers. And now I've already prepared for, I pre-browned, you see, I pre-browned some turkey thigh pieces. These are wonderful pieces. It's a large piece of meat, and it comes in a package. You can see the blood on the plate means that I haven't cooked it all the way through, of course, and I've just started. And what I'm going to do is to cook this. Remember a few days ago, we talked about Southwest Indians and the wonderful green chili sauce they make and the red chili sauce they make. Now, I don't have time to make both of those for you today, so I will opt for the red. And you remember, just as a quick review, this is how we did it. We had some red peppers that we soaked in water. This is 7 or 8 red peppers, and these are the peppers we were using. Do you remember? And we seeded these, took the seed and the stem out, and then soaked them in water for a time. Now we're going to grind this up in a food blender very quickly and easily. Put the peppers, they've soaked in hot water for about an hour, and they really do come back. You'd think they were fresh again. See, in the old days, we used to dry things out of sheer necessity. And now we eat dried things because we realized that it concentrated the flavors. And it made them wonderful, just wonderful. It's very different than eating a fresh thing. So the fresh thing is good, but the old dried thing is wonderful too. And we'll grind that up. While that's grinding away, I'll put some garlic in here. We'll add a couple cloves of garlic, 2 or 3, and perhaps some oregano. See if I can find some oregano around here in a hurry. Oregano, I did pretty well on that one, didn't I, huh? Okay, some oregano. So we have oregano, the garlic itself, and, of course, the pepper, and about a pint of water. Grind that up, and we're going to bake. That's enough. We're going to bake the chicken thigh, leg and thigh portion, in a pot with this red sauce on it, and that's all there is to it. Just throw it in a 350-degree oven until it's done. That'll be about, oh, I don't know, about an hour or so. It doesn't take long. Just push them right in there. Lay down. Sit still. There we go. Put the sauce over the top. That's all there is to it. And when you're done, yes, I do have one ready for you. When you're done, look at this. Just look at this. He's all finished. Oh, that is so delicious. So utterly delicious. Let me grab a pot holder. I'm throwing pot holders all over the kitchen today. We'll put him right out here for you. Okay. Here's the chicken thigh in let me move him up. In red sauce, and I made another one for you. Remember we did the green chili sauce? So I have a chicken in green chili sauce as well. Turkey, rather. Turkey leg in green chili sauce. That recipe you'll run across one of these days soon. The point is, not just variety, but versatility. You can do all sorts of things with the American bird. Ben Franklin was right. I don't mind the eagle. I love his glare. But a turkey stuffed with cornbread dressing, or turkey piccata, or turkey in red sauce or green chili sauce, for me, is really Americana, and I think I prefer that. Ben, you're right. This is the Frugal Gourmet. Till I see you again, I bid you peace. Bye-bye.